Hey, how you guys doing? This is Rich here on behalf of Rich TV Live, and today I want to talk to you about the big news that came out this week with Halo Labs. Now, first and foremost, I want to make sure everybody understands that Rich TV Live is strictly for education and entertainment purposes. Always do your due diligence, always do your research before you invest in anything that we talk about here on Rich TV Live. I'm not a financial advisor, okay? About the big news that came out this week with Halo Labs. Now, first and foremost, I want to make sure everybody understands that Rich TV Live is strictly for education and entertainment purposes. So always for education and entertainment purposes, guys. Always do your due diligence, always do your research before you invest in anything that we talk about. Always invest in the best companies because the best are blessed. What we specialize here on Rich TV Live is we identify the best: Apple, Facebook, Google, Amazon, Netflix, just to mention a few, okay? And we've talked about these stocks in length, and they've all been climbing as we have predicted. Tesla. We predicted all of these moves well in advance and have for years. The other thing that we've become really good at here at Rich TV Live, and I feel like we're the best on the planet, is identifying undervalued, underappreciated, underexposed companies before they explode. We've done it time and time and time again, and we will continue to. We just did it with TAT. We brought them first pre-IPO. They're now at $2. We brought them at 41 cents, and now we think that TAT can go to $5 or $10. We've done it with Doc. CloudMD Software, DOC in Canada, DOCRF in America. We just recently did it with CRDL. All three of those companies are picks that we've talked about in length. So we've done it with KNR, Control Energy, from 50 cents to $6. So we've done it time and time and time again. Now, sometimes it takes a little while for these stocks to explode. They don't explode overnight. Halo Labs is one of those companies that, even though the stock has been beaten up, even though stock's going down, I really like what they're doing. I like the business model. I'm going to explain to you there's last deal that I really like. So Halo Labs aims to demystify cannabis via Cannafeels deal. So this is kind of what it looks like. Halo Labs, HALO in Canada, AGEEF in America, has entered into a stock swapping deal with Cannafeels. Under the agreement, the Toronto-based company opted to acquire all of the Cannafeels issued and outstanding shares in exchange for its own common shares. According to a Wednesday update, Halo intends to utilize Cannafeels' online application to help patients and consumers reach cannabis strains. Cannafeels, a software company, is currently developing an app for both recreational and medical cannabis markets in North America and the European Union, specifically the UK, Malta, and Lesotho in Africa. It'll offer strain-related content as well as recommendations and information on product preparations and dosing to treat various ailments like chronic pain, nausea, anxiety, depression, and sleeplessness. Educating patients through Cannafeels, we can supplement the knowledge of medical specialists, demystifying the plant, Andreas Met, Halo's co-founder and CEO, said. So this is pretty big news, and I think that this is just, once again, another great acquisition for Halo Labs. Penny stock, no one talks about them. They've been beaten down, but they just continue to acquire companies. Halo co-founder and CEO Kiran Sidhu also praised the Cannafeels app as a perfect way to inform and influence choosy consumers in the cluttered and competitive Oregon and California markets. This is just the latest in a string of partnerships Halo set up in recent months. The company partnered with Feel Better LLC, which does business as flower shop to manufacture and commercialize marijuana branded products. It also opted to purchase a 25% stake in Flower Shop in exchange for its 15.4 million common shares. So this is the big news that just came out this week. The stock has not done well at all. Now, a lot of that, in my opinion, is due to the fact that this company has been acquiring growth using stock, which is usually a good move. At some point, all these acquisitions that they've acquired utilizing their shares are going to start bringing revenue to the company, and that's going to help the company's bottom line. I believe that's going to happen here in Q4, at which point in time, hopefully, we're going to start to see the stock start to move in the right direction due to the fact that there will be more revenue that will be booked on the company's balance sheet. Now, I can't guarantee it, but that's kind of what I'm assuming is going to happen. Okay. That's kind of what I'm assuming is going to happen, especially because this stock has been beaten down despite the fact that they just continue to put out great news almost on a weekly basis. Okay, let's just talk about some of the key points of this deal. Halo Labs, HALO in Canada, AGEEF in America to acquire Cannafeels in exchange for common shares of Halo. The company will acquire 100% of Cannafeels' outstanding common shares for a purchase price of $6.5 million to be satisfied by the issuance of 93 million Halo common shares. This is the problem. They're acquiring the business for 6.5 million, which is great, but they're using another 93 million shares of Halo common stock, which is actually a smart move. That's why companies go public. They go public so they can use shares to acquire their growth, and so they can use shares to raise money. But when they use too many shares to raise money or to acquire their growth, the stock can become dilutive, and that can cause a lot of selling. So I like the long-term play here. Short-term, this could hurt the stock because they're using more shares. But long-term, another $6.5 million acquisition, another asset, another technology company that they're acquiring. I love the acquisition. Acquisition is expected to close before October 15, 2020. So this news is literally everywhere. I mean, Seeking Alpha's talking about it. Ben Zanga's talking about it. So, I mean, this news is big. I mean, it's everywhere. But despite that, the stock has been doing brutal. Okay. And I'm not going to lie to you and sit here and say this stock has done well. But there's been lots of times where we've identified companies that weren't doing well, that were doing all the right things, and then they explode. So we haven't seen Halo explode in a long time. I'm not sitting here telling you that they're going to explode next. I just like the transaction. And I keep saying this about Halo. They just keep acquiring businesses, good businesses. And for a tiny little penny stock, it seems as though they've got a nice portfolio of business that they've attracted to their company. How you guys all doing? How you doing this morning, Neurosis? How you doing, Troy? How you doing, Robert? Good morning. Any news on their GACP certification for Barthelo? Are they still waiting for this? That's a good question. I will probably be interviewing the company soon. And when I get a chance to interview the company, I'll try to find out. But I just really like all of the deals that they've been acquiring. This is their team. Obviously, these guys are making big moves in Canada, the United States, the UK now, and Africa. And like a penny stock that keeps acquiring $6 million assets. I mean, at some point, you have to think that all of these assets are going to amount to something for this company. Now, because they've been so dilutive, I do believe that at some point this company will do a reverse. The company's never announced that. They've never said they're going to do a reverse, but I think at some point, when you use all your stock to acquire your growth, at some point you're probably going to have to do a reverse split to be able to justify your value, because they're, in my opinion, very undervalued, very underappreciated, very underexposed where they're priced, with all their portfolio of assets, all the revenue they're generating, the way they're growing internationally in multiple continents and countries. I just can't see how they could stay at these prices. So either it's going to be, the market's going to just start recognizing that it's undervalued and it's going to do something and it's going to go back up, or they're going to have to do a reverse split to be able to show more value and house more value in the stock. Okay. But I believe that this is a company that's doing all the right things. And a lot of times when you find a company that is undervalued, underappreciated, underexposed, we're finding companies before they explode. We do this over and over and over again. And this is a company that I've been watching go down, go down, go down for quite some time, even though they continue to acquire businesses, acquire businesses, and acquire businesses. It seems as though every week they've got an acquisition. So like I said, I'm not telling you to go buy it today, but I'm telling you, you need to watch this company because something's going on here. And at some point, something's going to have to give. I mean, you can see the amount that they're shipping, the amount that they're selling. Look at this, $18 million in net revenues US in the first half of 2019. I mean, this company's doing things. Halo has developed an expertise in all major manufacturing processes. I mean, this is a company that's doing big things, guys. Working with G-Eazy, working with brands that are working with Jay-Z. And you can see here that they have some unbelievable products. And I believe that this is a business and this is a company that is just getting started. And from what I've heard in talking to the company and some of the key representatives, all of these acquisitions that they've been acquiring, none of them have even been able to be booked on the company's balance sheet as far as any revenue until Q4. So this is going to be the quarter that hopefully we will be able to start seeing Halo start creating some traction. Now, I can't guarantee it, right? I can't guarantee anything, but I do believe that these guys are doing some big things. And obviously, I've always been a fan of the cannabis sector. And I've seen some cannabis stocks do really well. And I've seen a lot of cannabis stocks not do really well, specifically the ones in Canada. This is a company that's headquartered in America. They are now moving into Canada, but most of their business, if not all of their business for the most part right now, is in America. And now they're expanding into Africa, Canada, and the UK. But you could see they were founded in Oregon and expanding to Nevada and California. So they are doing the bulk of their business in California, Nevada, and Oregon. But they are looking to expand into multiple areas. And it just seems as though they consistently put out news about new projects, new acquisitions, new deals that they're doing all the time. Let's go to their investors page. Hope you guys are having a great weekend. Yeah, like, look at all these deals. I mean, like every week, these guys have news. Every single week, these guys have news. And the news is big. I mean, another $6.5 million acquisition, no big deal. Used with stock, they didn't use any cash. So their cash position is still strong, right? So you can go to their website and you can find out all the information here. Go to their services. HaloCanada.com is their website. Thank you guys for joining me. Good morning, Dylan. Sunny says they want to sell their first lot to Medcan in Malta since they have an order, but are waiting on certification, last I read. So you can break down their extraction methods. All this information here is on their website. White label products. I mean, these guys are doing it all, guys. Despite the share price, these guys are doing it all. Like I said, don't go and immediately buy the stock just because I'm talking to you about it. Wait for them to turn around. But the question is, have they finally hit the bottom? At some point, this has to be undervalued when you sit there and you look at a company trading at like these ridiculous levels. So at some point, we have to identify that these guys are doing some real business, and you have to assume that these guys are going to do something and the stock's going to make a move. So, you know, as an investor, I'm always trying to identify undervalued, underappreciated, underexposed opportunities. And I'll be honest with you, I've liked this company since day one. I've been interviewing them for a year. And to be honest with you, since I've been watching them, the news just gets better and better and better. And the deals that they've been doing have been getting better and better and better. I just see a lot of upside for this company one way or another, through a reverse, or the stock just starts to take some action. Either way, I just see an undervalued, underappreciated, underexposed opportunity, dirt cheap, that has a bright future. Love to know what you guys think. If you agree with me, smash the like button. Comment down below. Love to know what you think about Halo Labs. Do you agree with me? Is this an undervalued, underappreciated, underexposed opportunity? Or is this a company that has diluted their shares too much and has no chance of survival? I don't see how companies work with Halo Labs if they don't think they have a chance of survival. And then the other thing is, I don't see how Halo Labs goes out there and continues to acquire business after business after business if they're not healthy. Clearly the company's healthy. Clearly the company is consistently acquiring their growth, which is really the modus operandi of every single CEO. Acquire your growth, build shareholder equity, and create shareholder value. Now, it hasn't necessarily shown as share price. It hasn't shown in their share price. But as far as I'm concerned, the portfolio of business today is much better than it was when I first started looking into Halo a year ago. And that's what I'm excited about, is the portfolio of the business. But I do believe at some point they're going to have to do a reverse split. So proceed with caution with this stock. Obviously, it's been going down, but the business and the news that I continue to see is the reason that I'm super excited about this company, because it seems as though every single week the news just keeps coming. And we're going to be speaking with them soon, and we're going to talk about Q4, which we're now moving into, where I believe we are hopefully going to see some of the fruits of all the labor they put in over the last year acquiring all these businesses. In fact, out of all the cannabis companies I can think of in North America, I can't really think of another company that's been as active as Halo Labs. Despite their share price, they've probably been the most active cannabis company out there, in my opinion. That has to amount for something. I believe in the long haul, that's going to amount for a real business that is going to be hopefully very profitable and robust. Today, it just looks like a company that's acquiring a lot of growth, but the stock has been going down. But what does that mean for tomorrow? As an investor, we're always trying to identify stocks that are down that have a chance to go up. So one way or another, I think that this is a company that you're going to see trading at a much higher price in the next 12 to 24 months, whether it's artificially through a reverse or whether it's through the market recognizing that it's undervalued. I just see a future for this company. And I think, in my opinion, the future looks very bright. Love to know what you guys think. Thank you guys for joining me here on a Saturday. And let me just read some of you guys' messages. Dylan Fraser says, I do see about 2 million shares were grab late on Friday, up 17%. Could be the start. Something's going on. And it can't go down forever, not with all these acquisitions. Sunny says, the buying behavior changed in buy volume after May 2020 on a daily timescale. Interesting to see the change in color to primary green days. Kyle says, the world needs more Rich TV Live. I've been watching this since he first said this one. Bez says, I can't see that Cannafeels is worth $6 million. Well, I'm sure that they have a way of determining the value of the company. Now, because they are using shares, maybe they overpaid a little bit for the technology, but they must feel that the value is there. Otherwise, why would they pay $6 million, $6.5 million for an asset that they didn't feel has value? Maybe the intrinsic value isn't there today, but maybe it will grow to 6.5 million or more in value. They must see something there. They have to have a way that they determine the value of these assets. And I don't think it's just Mickey Mouse and they pull it out of a hat. So there's got to be a way that they determine the enterprise value of the asset. I'm sure that they do it properly. And only time will determine whether or not the Cannafeels deal is worth 6.5 million. But it's another technology that they've acquired that's going to help them grow their customer base, their visibility, their potentially their shareholder base. So keep it on your radar, keep it on your watch list. Thank you guys for joining me this Saturday. Hope you guys all have a great weekend. I'm going to be doing research all weekend long, looking for undervalued, underappreciated, underexposed companies. I have already a busy day booked next week. I got interviews booked Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday already. So stay tuned. Get your popcorn ready. This is your boy Rich from Rich TV Live. We've been bringing you winners, and we've been bringing them to you first since 2017. And man, what a week we had. Despite the fact the markets went down, we brought winner after winner after winner to our community in our trading academy. If you'd like to join our trading academy, just email me, richtvlive@gmail.com. I'm looking for the best traders in the world that want to join me and my team in making money every single day in the market. I'm going to tell you guys, one of the stocks that I've been loading up on, Apple. I'm just going to say that. I've been loading up on Apple. Everyone within my community, within the Trading Academy knows and knows why I'm loading up on Apple. Maybe I'll make a video on it soon. Stay tuned. This is your boy Rich from Rich to Be Live saying happy Saturday. Halo Labs, another big acquisition. Cannafeels, another acquisition that might just separate them from the pack yet again. It looks like this. Open app or scan QR code, search for condition, effects, or product type, see information on type of strain. So just another technology company that's going to help them get more visibility, more eyeballs, and at the end of the day, that's going to bring in more buying, more product demand, more investors, you name it. Halo Labs. That's the big news. Have a great weekend, everybody. I'll probably be interviewing Kieran or someone from the company in the next week or two. So stay tuned. And hopefully we're going to see this be a turnaround story. Okay, guys? Because at some point, I believe it has to be, we have to find the bottom at some point. And at some point, we have to recognize that these guys are undervalued, underappreciated, underexposed. All right, guys. Have a great weekend. Enjoy your Saturday. This is your boy Rich from Rich TV Live. And I'm out. Peace. Halo looks like this. Halo aspires to become a leader in the U.S. cannabis extraction, developing, and manufacturing leading oil and concentrates products. AGEEF in America, HALO in Canada. Have a great weekend, everybody. Stay tuned. I got more picks, more winners coming your way. It's true.